Rebbe Aaron Walken, again, I always think about it. He left everything behind in Lakewood. Now, maybe the listeners don't really understand what it is, but when you live in Lakewood, and you have a house in Lakewood, and you're a Rav in Lakewood, and you have a Kollel in Lakewood, and you're a person like a Baron Walker, then holds the whole Torah, the whole Torah Kula, Posek, he knows everything. Who could have been the biggest Rosh Yeshiva, he could have been the biggest Magachir. He literally passed that. He literally left it to travel to Queens, to learn with Baalei Batim, 40, 50 Baalei Batim. Some days he had, I don't know, maybe 10 people, but he sat and he taught Torah with such a passion. It was unbelievable to see it. He gave over such love, such inspiration. The Torah was such excitement. He was such a special person. There's so much to learn from him, Rabotai. If Rebbe Aaron Walken was able to travel from Lakewood to Queens, even though he had whatever he needed in Lakewood to teach Torah to 30, 40 people, I'm not here to minimize the 30, 40 people. Every single one of them is very special. But they have to understand, and they try to understand, the way I see it from an outsider, to leave everything behind, to come teach you Torah. Rebbe Aaron Walken is a big tzaddik. He really loved you. And he really did love every single one of his students over here at the Chazak organization. There was so much to learn from that person. Let's try our best to go out of our way to make other people Shemet Torah Mitzvot like Rebbe Aaron Walken did. Let's give over Torah with such a passion. He was such a good Rebbe. You know, the Torah says every Yom Tov, every Chag stands for a different one of the Avot. Pesach stands for Avraham Avinu. Shavuot stands for Yitzchak Avinu. Why does Pesach represent Avraham Avinu? Why is Avraham Avinu the symbol of Pesach, of Passover? So maybe we can say an answer. Eliyahu Hanavi writes in Perek Chav Gimel in Tana de Be'Eliyahu, why did the Jews leave Mitzrayim? How did they get redeemed out of Egypt? We're about to enter Pesach, where we see the story of Yetziat Mitzrayim, where we left Egypt. How did the Jews leave Egypt? With what merit? So Eliyahu Hanavi in Perek Chav Gimel says like this: Shekartu chesed ze im ze. They made a decree, a brit, a promise with one another that we're going to do chesed, we're going to do acts of kindness to one to another. We're always going to have each other's back. We're always going to make sure another Jew is happy, another Jew is calm. We're always going to love each other, always going to take care of each other. And says Eliyahu Hanavi, b'schut that they were koret chesed ze im ze, b'schut that they took upon himself to do acts of kindness and always be nice to each other, b'schut that they got redeemed out of Egypt, b'schut that we left Mitzrayim. So why is Avraham Avinu the symbol of Pesach? Because Avraham Avinu, we know, was the Amud Shel Chesed. Avraham Avinu was the pillar of kindness. Avraham Avinu he had a huge tent, and he used to invite guests all the time. And Avraham Avinu not only invited guests, Avraham Avinu went out of his way for guests. He literally went out of his lane. He did not think about himself to go make other people happy. That was Avraham Avinu, Amud Shel Chesed. That's why Pesach, because we left Mitzrayim, because of Chesed, because acts of Chesed, we left Mitzrayim. Avraham Avinu, who is Chesed, is the symbol of Pesach. Maybe we could say, Rabbatai, we know our Rebbe, Rebbe Aaron Walken, passed away right before Pesach. How much did we cry that day, that week that Rebbe Aaron Walken passed away? It was such a shocker. It was such a shocker that Rebbe Aaron Walken passed away. Queens is not the same. The organization is not the same with Rebbe Walken. I don't think it's ever going to be the same. He was the pillar of the organization. He was the pillar of Queens. He was such a magnet. It was such a force. Wherever he was, everyone was running after him. Everyone wanted to talk to him. Everyone wanted his love, his adracha, his guidance. Rebbe Walken was a Amud Shel Chesed. He was a pillar of Chesed. And he passed away right before Pesach, because Rebbe Aaron Walken was Chesed. And Pesach is Chesed. And Avraham Avinu, which is the symbol of Pesach, is Chesed.